Hi, folks. It is Thursday night, so you know what that means. It's time for the box office banter. Now, I know what you're thinking. Usually there's another Daft on the screen, and you're right, there's not this week. J-Mac actually, he left the podcast. He quit, took his ball, and he went home. And, I never needed him. I never needed him, right? Nah, I'm only joking. He's away somewhere with his wife because it's their wedding anniversary. So if you could, in the comment section, wish J-Mac and Mel a happy anniversary, that would be class for when he watches it back. Also, tell us your favourite moment of having J-Mac on the show. That way, when he reads the comments and he's like, oh, I remember that time I farted down my mic that cost me 400 quid and then had to use my mouth on it. Stuff like that will be really cool for him to look back on. Because right now, God knows what he's up to with his wife while he's away. But that's enough about J-Mac. So it is quite daunting. Well, not daunting, but it's quite weird. I mean, I was explaining today that doing a show is almost like going into your bathroom and just talking to yourself because I can't see anyone. I can see in the comments section people saying stuff, but I can't see anyone and I can't talk to anyone bar myself. So it's kind of weird. So if you guys that are watching tonight could just put your comments in the comment section and you guys will be the other guy on the show tonight, right? I can see you guys are already in already. Stego says, fucking, there's been enough swearing on this show that's getting us the thumbs down, so I'm not going to say it properly. Heather Dow says, hello Heather Dow. Look at that already. Stego, right in with a happy anniversary, guys. See, that's for you, J-Mac. Oh, there you go. Donna Wells, never heard of her in my puff. Happy anniversary. Heather Dow, happy anniversary, Farty Magoo. And some random saying hi. So tonight we are talking about, or I'm talking about with you guys, Fast and Furious 9. This, by the way, I cannot wait to talk to you guys about. If you're a fan of Fast and Furious franchise, there's a show here for you, right? We're going to really, really enjoy it. But before we talk about it, I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer so you guys have got a bit of an understanding as to what's to expect coming on the show. Here we are. I was going to say that I'll not give any spoilers about this, but I think the trailer literally gave you every kind of spoiler that there is. Speaking of spoilers, I actually messaged one of my mates, Stego, and I said to him, you come to watch the show tonight, right? And verbatim, this was the conversation. You're brutal for spoilers, though. Laughing face, laughing face. Basically explained the Mortal Kombat movie scene by scene. I says, I won't spoil this for you, I promise. He goes, Goro getting ripped in half. Thanks for that. So I'm known to give spoilers, right? But I won't give any spoilers tonight. But that I won't give you anything that's not in that trailer. I mean, that's a trailer. It literally showed you the whole movie. Kind of gave away all the wee pockets of entertainment and the the bits and bobs that you want to tune in for. Before we get to the review, which I'm so looking forward to, I really want to talk to you guys about it. I'm just going to kind of go through a little bit through what's going on in Bathgate Cinema here, because being local to Bathgate Cinema, you guys can go and buy tickets and attend some of these really, 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 really cool events. So as you can see here, I've got it on the screen. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is on from Friday the 9th, so that's tomorrow. Opens tomorrow. That's the sequel to the first one, and it has Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds in it, and Salma Hayek. Go get your tickets to that. Black Widow, which I think will be the next box office banter next week that we will do. Black Widow, you should go and get tickets for that. That's your latest in the Marvel franchise. It's almost like Fast and Furious. They're always on the go, and this is one of many to come. I think that happens when there's too many of the same thing all the time. It kind of waters it down, makes it less special. But who knows? This could really up the game. You can go ahead and see Daisy Quokka. Aye, go see that. That looks class. Maybe take your kids. Again, opening tomorrow. You can get all tickets there at www.bathgatecinema.co.uk. Fast and Furious 9. I will tell you this before we even get to the review. Go see it. Definitely go and see it. That opens. It's already open. It says there on the 9th as of tomorrow. Obviously, you can't book tickets for the day because there's probably no showings left. But go see it. Get it while it's in the cinema. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. Space Jam: A New Legacy opens on Friday, the 16th of July. Can't wait for that. That'll be a great box office banter episode. The Forever Purge, come on, man. Who does not like the Purge? Purge is going to be class. I mean, the thing about the Purge is it's like a Saw movie. You know what you're going to get, and you look forward to getting that. I've got a comment here. Remember, guys, put your comments in the comment section. Let's make this Kev and the You Guys show for tonight. So Heather says, I swear that was like watching Lara Croft meets Marvel meets Jobbies. I think it's one of those movies that you need to accept it will be ridiculously crazy, but fun. Absolutely. And this is why I can't wait to get to the movie review. And also, Heather Dow does say, yes, Space Jam will be epic. I mean, the first one was epic, so how can this not be? Yep, The Forever Purge comes out on the 16th of July. Make sure to go get your tickets. Dirty Dancing, Friday the 16th of July and Saturday the 17th of July. I know that the 16th of July, they don't have a lot of tickets left. I think you need to get them now if they're still available. Go in store or phone the contact number. But you should definitely go in store. I think that's the best place to get them. Also, Saturday, 17th of July. This isn't just a viewing. You will be able to get the really cool stuff when you go. There's some cool stuff that just go and you'll see. You get a bit extra for your ticket, so to speak. Lauren Wells says, it was really good, just far-fetched. Ha ha ha. Aye, just a bit. The Croods 2, A New Age. I mean, the first one of that came out in like 2013. This will be class. Croods was fun. You can go see that as of Friday, 23rd of July. Make sure you buy your tickets, www.bathgatecinema.co.uk. 31st of July, go see Braveheart on the big screen. We will be doing a really cool Q&A with the actors that were in Braveheart, Sandy Nelson and Jimmy Chisholm. Sandy Nelson, for those of you that don't recognize that name, was wee Chris the Postie in Still Game. Not only that, but he's got a list of really cool credits to his name. But these guys will be there on Bathgate Cinema that night to watch the movie with you. You'll see them on the big screen, and then you'll see us chatting to them, and you also can ask your questions. It'll be a really cool event, a lot like the G. Tom Mack event that we done for the Lost Boys. Get your tickets because these will sell out, and you will miss your chance to be part of something special. So buy your tickets at www.bathgatecinema.co.uk or head in store. Also remember, there's a lot of cool posters there. Put a donation in, it goes to the charity. Take your poster, get it home, get it on the wall, and it'll be cool. And not to mention a night of absolute pleasure. Go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is on Friday, the 29th of October, sold out on Saturday, the 30th of October, and Sunday, the 31st of October. That will be just an experience. You really don't dream it. See it. I like what I've done there for the Rocky Horror Picture Show fans. Anyways, that's what's on at Bathgate Cinema. Make sure you go to www.bathgatecinema.co.uk and check out what's on. When you go online and have a look at what's there, book your tickets. Make sure that when you go to see something, go to Bathgate Cinema. It is your local cinema. It's the cinema that's there for you. You really want to see something? Speak to the guys that are in charge. Speak to Ross. Speak to Scott. Do it, and it can happen. It can absolutely happen. So, gonna move over a little bit now to the movie. So tonight, also, usually we do our segments. We've got on the spot. He's on the spot, and we have the review and the true or false trivia. Question time. Question time's essentially going to be the whole way through this, right? So here. I had to play that because it feels awkward, hosting the box office banter myself and not playing the wee title credits. So question time is all the way through. As I'm talking about this movie, I really want you guys to ask me stuff about it. Ask me whatever the hell you want, and I'll do the best to give you my response without completely ruining the movie. But like I says, the trailer kind of gave everything away, so there's really not much to hide. But we'll go through it bit by bit, and the true or false trivia in this episode will go ahead. Instead of J-Mac, it's actually going to be his twin sister, Heather, in the comments is going to give me the true or false trivia, and I'm going to answer, and she's going to tell me whether or not I am or not right. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are, make sure to check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, come and see the show. That way you get more fun. You get to see the interactions. You get to see the trailer rather than hear it. But we do appreciate you listening, so thank you. Make sure if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and let's get on with the movie review. Right, the history of Fast and the Furious. Right, we're just going to paint the picture here a little bit. It started off Fast and the Furious, which I think is probably everybody's favorite. Vin Diesel plays Dom Toretto, and you've got Paul Walker that plays Brian. And everybody knows the story. Don't need to go into it too much. The second one, Too Fast, Too Furious, we don't have Vin Diesel. It's now I can't mind what's his Tyrese, but what's his character's name? I forget. Again, not a bad follow-up. People always compare it to the first, and for that, it never gets the credit that it's due. Then we move on to the Tokyo Drift, which was kind of like, it was where they took it away from everything that had kind of been before. Roman, there we go, Stego, thanks, man. Roman is Tyrese Gibson's character's name. So, Fast and Furious initially was like a street race, an underground New York street race kind of movie where it was all very grounded. It was elements of reality. It was something that you could go, I could attend this and I could see this in real life. And I find that the more that the movie franchise continues, it just kind of gets a bit like, what? I was in the cinema, and when there was certain scenes happening, which you saw in the trailer, I was howling, like proper belly laughing, because I was like, this is just, what have you done? This movie was directed by Justin Lin. He done it. He directed everything from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So same director, but it's a different writer. For the first time now, they had the writer Daniel Casey, who this is his first time writing it. And what it kind of seems like he's done is he's taken all the memes about Fast and Furious and he's jam-packed that into a movie. It's almost like someone just taken over a project and gone, you know what? I'm part of the society that likes to joke and laugh about these things, so let's just do it. And they've kind of done that. The plot is just wild. So everybody's watched Fast and Furious up until now, and you've kind of watched these characters go from your normal everyday people that are really good at driving cars to becoming almost like vigilantes that the CIA hire, and then before you know it, they can fight. They become invincible. Something that this movie pokes fun at itself. This movie is almost like a big parody of itself, and they openly talk about that, and they do that through Roman's point of view. It's a bit strange, but it is what it is. So that the plot becomes even more bizarre in the sense that, so we all know that Paul Walker's dead in real life, but in this movie and in the franchise, he's not. Brian just is raising kids now, right? So in this movie, as you already know, Jordana Brewster's character's back. So Dom Toretto's sister is back, but Brian isn't. So let's look at that a bit further here. So Brian is a CIA agent, or was, trained on how to use weapons, trained on how to fall, how to basically do the stuff that an agent would. But he's not going to come and join this mission. His wife is. His wife, who's essentially just the sister of Dom Toretto. So you have a CIA agent at home babysitting kids while his wife goes to fly about in cars and shoot everybody and do taekwondo that she probably never learned, that we never seen her learn. Yeah, bit of a strange one. So, I suppose when you look at it this way, when Paul Walker died, Jordana Brewster's character kind of had to not exist in the franchise, because why would she be part of it if he's not, if they're going to keep him alive? So it kind of put a bit of strain on that. So I've got a great idea. How about he can stay at home and watch the babies, and his missus can come and do all the kung fu and shit. It's a great idea. Doesn't it kind of make sense? Oh, there we go. Some comments in the comments section. Bathgate Cinema says, evening all. Evening Bathgate Cinema. Hope to see you all at one of our upcoming events. Remember, we have Fast and Furious and Black Widow on at the moment. That's right. Just like at the start of the show, guys, go get your tickets. www.bathgatecinema.co.uk. Heather Dow. Yeah, the far-fetched bit for sure, but it has cool cars in it and daft rocket car. Ha ha ha. It just says, I thought J-Mac was back for a moment. Yeah. So the plot becomes very, very wild. It's one of those things where you're like, right, it's I'll say jump the shark. It's definitely jump the shark. It's at the point now where it's like it's almost a parody of itself. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go and watch it, right? And I'll tell you why. The stunts. So we've seen a lot. We saw the part in the previous Fast and Furious where is it Jason Statham and Vin Diesel crash and fly from one flyover bridge to another through a windscreen. Of course, get up. There's a part in this movie where Vin Diesel is kind of hoisted by a big, huge Nathan Jones looking guy and smashed through the top end of a door frame. So if you're looking back there, right, and the visual here, sorry if you're at home and can't see this, but if you see the top of the door frame, imagine somebody picks you up and smashes you through that to the point the concrete shatters. And then he just gets back up and starts fighting. At no point he's like, ah. Now we've all done it. We've all gone into our kitchen cupboards and opened the cupboard and went to get something, bent down, come back up, twatted your head right off of the cupboard door. It's happened to everybody. And you're like, oh, yo, and then it grows a wee lump, and for ages you're like, it kind of hurts. Vin Diesel, or sorry, Dom Toretto, got smashed through a door frame and hasn't even got a scratch. Oh, what we got a comment here. Heather Dow says, yeah, that was in the clip. Ha 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 ha. There's no way unless the door frame is polystyrene. The door frame wins. Absolutely. I think it was made of polystyrene maybe for the movie, but again, they take a lot of the logic and just like, For example, there's a guy that's a massive guy, looks almost like the Mountain from Game of Thrones, and he's on a moving car, and he's at the top, and he's standing there like, boo! And then the car's moving so fast that a big, like one of those big ass signs that you find on a motorway, big ass ones that are like right above the motorway. He smashes through that. He's just standing there, and the sign smashes right through his head, and he's just like, argh! It's like, what? In reality, that sign would have knocked him clean off the car and he'd be dead. But this is Fast and Furious. This is what it is now. It has come a long way from what it once was. It is no longer the movies that it started out to be. It has become something bigger, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we should hate on it, because I don't think it deserves any hate, and I will tell you why. So people don't die. They don't get hurt. And if you have died in the Fast and Furious franchise, that doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a job, because you can always come back. And this is not a spoiler alert, because we saw it there in the teaser, in the trailer. You saw that Han came back. So this is the dude in Tokyo Drift that died in that explosion. You know, the one where Jason Statham drops a necklace, a chain, on the car that's upside down. And then you see him go, he explodes. He dies. You see him combust into flames. Is he dead? False. He's not dead. Let me tell you why. Right? No. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to tell you. Go and watch it. And when you see the explanation as to why he's not dead, please go to our Facebook, go to our email. Let us know what you think about it. Because that was one of the points. When he said how he didn't die, I actually screamed. I think I screamed with laughter in the cinema. I was like, what? When you're seeing these cars, right? You saw them there in the teaser and the trailer as well. The car gets caught on a rope and swings around a mountain. Mate, come on. I was pissing myself. I was laughing so loud that people were looking at me going, what the hell's he doing? they've totally made themselves a meme. And I think it's the first time they've really, really done that. I think previously they tried to allow you to suspend your disbelief and keep it moving, whilst almost going, yeah, of course it's not real, but this is Fast and Furious. This one goes all out and makes you feel like it's a meme that you're watching. For the first time, we've got John Cena. John Cena right there, as you can see at the bottom of the screen here. He plays Dom Toretto's brother. Didn't know he had a brother. Went through 8 movies not knowing he had a brother, or the reason he doesn't see his brother or doesn't exactly see eye to eye with his brother. One thing I'll say is I did enjoy the John Cena aspect. I really enjoyed seeing him in this movie, and I enjoyed the character development. As much as the story's not a strong one, it really is. Like, I didn't come out of there going, "Oh, I'm no glad I saw that." I was actually really glad I saw it. John Cena's really good in this movie. As a huge wrestling fan, sometimes when you see someone as polarizing as John Cena in a movie, you're kind of like, as John Cena. I didn't see him as John Cena. I saw him as Dom Toretto's brother. So I was kind of happy that he became Jacob Toretto. That's his name. I was kind of happy that I saw him as Jacob and not as John Cena. That's a credit to John Cena. He's obviously doing it right. I liked seeing John Cena as a bad guy. It's not something we get to see as wrestling fans. Heather Dow in the comments says the first one was almost like a believable thing, like this could happen. As they continued F and F 99999, they get more ridiculous, but I would still watch it. Exactly. So John Cena in this movie was really good. I enjoyed it. He is a point to this movie. I would give a point to don't go to see or go to see. He's a pro, not a con. The only one thing I would say is I don't think we saw enough of him in the movie. He played the part he needed to play. Predictable, exactly what happens. Predictable, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the John Cena aspect of it. It was fun. Like I says, the movie itself is a parody of itself. If you're going there to expect to see something of the yesteryear, no. I do like that they do have nods to the original movie. They do kind of have like a bit of, they go back, so to speak, through memories, and it's really cool that way. They keep a lot of things alive in this while still kind of becoming a parody of what it once was. That's exactly what it is, and I expect the next one to be an even bigger parody of what this once was. But what I will say about this movie, and this is kind of the last thing I'm going to say about it before we get to the true or false trivia, is this movie is fun. If you want to hang up your apron, shut down your PC for the day and go and suspend your disbelief and have fun, this movie is exactly that. That's why you need to go to Bathgate Cinema and watch it while it's in the cinema, because you will have a great time there. It is fun. It's one of those movies that, for me, like, now that I know what it is, there's genres. If you're up for a horror, you watch a horror movie. If you want to watch a comedy, you watch the comedy movie. You want to laugh. There is a space for me and for everyone else for this kind of movie. It's just far-fetched and crazy, but at the same time, you've got to love it. It's one of those things I think in 20 years' time, I'll watch it in the same vein as I do with Suburban Commando, that kind of thing. You look back at it and go, what? But it was great, and it still is great. You will have a great time watching it. You'll laugh. You could cry, and you'll leave there going, that's my guys. That is the Fast and Furious crew. And I think we should never crap on that. I think we should embrace it. They are, so why shouldn't we? If you don't want to see it, don't go see it. But for those of you that do, definitely do, because I had so much fun watching it. I laughed so hard. I enjoyed the flashbacks. I enjoyed it all. I had a great time, and you should too. So while you can, go to bathgatecinema.co.uk, get your tickets, go in and see it. And if you're in there and you wanted to go and see that because you watched this episode, let the guys know. Let the guys know that. I'd like them to know that their investment in us is paying off, because you guys go and see it. So definitely go see it. It's worth it. It's worth it. I wouldn't tell you to go see it if I thought it was crap. Trust me. And that's not going to be a fun episode when that happens. But this, definitely go and see it. Definitely go see it. So, like, that's all I'm really going to say about the movie. because that's all I really can say. Usually J-Mac's here, and I would say, "What do you think, J-Mac?" And he would go on about what he thought about it. I couldn't see him enjoying this. I think I'm sticking up for it far more than he would. I think he'd be like, it's stupid. They literally fly a car into space. And that wasn't a spoiler because you saw it in the trailer. I think, yeah, he'd be quite down on a movie like this. Aye, for sure. So I'll speak for him. J-Mac, what did you think of Fast and Furious 9? Aye, man. Crap. There we go. J-Mac's review. Yeah. My wife's saying the amount of times you laughed at that movie. It's because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but ridiculously funny. So aye, we're gonna go now to okay, Heather Dow in the comments section. Just as I wait for Heather to give me my first true or false trivia, Stephen Thompson says, "I can imagine you howling at it, mate. I was pissing myself. Like, it's just when you're seeing like his bridge just being destroyed and a wee car going up, and the fact that they're all proper mercenaries now, and all they done was drive cars and fix them." Heather Dow, first one. Okay, true or false trivia. Here we go. And by the way, before I answer this, I want you guys in the comments to also tell us if you think it's true or false. Just write true or false. That's all you need. It's just a one-word answer in the comment section. True or false, right? You won't sway me. I will come up on my own, right? But you guys tell me what you think as well. And Heather will also tell us if it's true or false. Okay, so the first question, true or false? Cardi B is the second female music artist to appear in the series. The first was Rita Ora in the Fast and Furious 6. I'm gonna say false because in the first one, I'm sure when they're all racing, or is it, it's the first one, there's someone in there that was an artist. I'm sure it was false. So I'm going to say false. I can see there Stephen Thompson's also said false, but I thought false before he said it. So Heather, tell me, was I correct or was that incorrect? That's what we call dead air. While she takes a year to write correct. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey. False. Iggy Azalea appeared in Furious 7 2015, making Cardi B the third. Really? I thought there was someone in the first one. But hey, still I said false, so I get it, right? And she said, and I will correct. You can tell that she's someone that watches this show often. Okay. Give us the next one. Give us the next one, Heather. Also, for you guys watching at home, I can see that there are many people watching this, and I can see only one person commented. Come on, tell us what you think. Is it true or false? Read the question and answer before I do. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Come on, Heather. There we go. Right, second question. Sports writer and podcaster Bill Simmons has a cameo as a pit crew member in the opening race sequence. So I don't know who Bill Simmons is, and just because he's a podcaster doesn't mean I know who he is, right? I don't know. I didn't look at that scene and go, "Oh, well, there's a guy." They're obviously zooming in on this guy for any reason. So I'm gonna go. No, in fact, I'm not gonna go false. And do you know why? Because you wouldn't even know who Bill Simmons is. You wouldn't even know who he is. So he must be in it, because that's the only reason you would copy and paste that to me. I'm going to go true. Yes, Bill Simmons is indeed in the pit crew opening scene. Am I correct or am I incorrect, Heather? Oh, she says, ha 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 ha. Correct. Yes. See, Stego said in the comment section, false. Stego, mate, sorry, man. But I know Heather, and I know she wouldn't know who Bill Simmons is. So he had to have been in it. Damn, I feel you, man. I feel you. Question 3. I'm doing all right. Eh? You should do this more often, Heather. Fact. I think I'm going to get you to do it from now on. And J-Mac and I will answer them. That's what's going to happen next week. That's what's going to happen next week. So question 3, Heather. That's exactly it. See, I'm too good at this. Too good at this. Can we make it a third? Can I do it a third time? Can I boss it? F9 was released exactly 20 years after The Fast and Furious. After The Fast and the Furious. Exactly 20 years. So the first one would have had to have been what? I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that. I think it was because wait a minute. 2001 it would have been. That sounds about right. Aye. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say that's true. Oh, Stephen Thompson's copying me. I said true. He said true. Look, he's just keeping it close to him now. He's like, you know, if he's going to write true and he's right so far, I'll just say true as well. Good shout, Stephen Thompson. Stego for short. Correct. Look at that. Hey, look at that. Come on, man. It's too good. Right. Question 4. Giza 4. Man, look at that. What do you mean you said it first? You did not say it first. I said it first, Stego. I said it first. Go back and watch us in the archives. I said it first. Stego also says yes. Again, if you're listening at home via Spotify, Google Podcasts, or whatever, make sure to come and check it out on YouTube and also check it out on Facebook Live. That's where you can find us, and Twitch. That way you can see what's going on and you can be part of the fun. If not, I do appreciate you listening at home. That a lot of you still do that, and we appreciate that. Great. Okay, Dave Bautista was originally cast to play Dom's evil brother, but had to withdraw for medical reasons, allowing John Cena to take on the role. Now, if this is not true, the only reason you chucked in Dave Bautista is because he's another wrestler, right? The only reason. Dave Bautista would be a more fitting actor because of the bald thing and the buff thing. That's a toughie. Now, I've not heard that Dave Bautista has been down with any kind of medical. I'm going to say that's a false one. I'm saying you're throwing me with Dave Bautista. You can even get it the Dave Bautista name. I think you're trying to throw me here. And if that's false, very well done to you, Heather. You've put some effort into that one. But I'm going false. And we've got Stephen Thompson in the comments saying true. And Sharon Wilson says true. But we'll see. I'm saying false, and these two guys are saying true. Heather, tell us, is it true or false? Tell us. Correct as in, like, I got it correct. It was false. Yes. You underestimate my power, Heather. The reason you underestimate my power is because I am so dialed in on what's going on in the wrestling community that Dave Bautista still falls into that. And if he was down with any kind of medical issue, I would know about it. And he isn't. And I was like, nah. And it wouldn't be given to John Cena because Dave Bautista's out of the wrestling bubble right now. So it's not like, well, I'm a wrestler and I can't take this, so give it to another wrestler. John Cena's going at it. He's left wrestling to kind of pursue the whole follow in the footsteps of The Rock. So he done that himself. That's off his own merit. Fucking knew it. Sharon, man. Stego. Hey, he's got it wrong. Should have trusted me. Right. Final question coming up, Heather. Tell us, man. Tell us. What's the final question? That's 4 out of 4, mate. I'm doing so good at this, and I've not checked any trivia out. None. Heather says, yes, I was correct, and also called me a bum. I will take the bum. Erase that. This is why for many reasons, I wish that I could edit the show before it goes out, but erase that last thing I said. Heather says, I just looked for as wrestlers that looked like Vin Diesel. You should have went with Maven. Wrestlers that looked like. Hey, mate, I got to give it to you. That question was effort. I was like, you didn't know who Dave Bautista is. Here we go. Final question. Remember, answer this in the comments section before I do. The movie premiered in South Korea, Russia, and China almost a month prior to its official US premiere in June. True or false? Wait a minute. Stego says Goldberg. Goldberg could work for Vin Diesel, I suppose. I think they worked together already. So the movie premiered in South Korea, Russia, and China almost a month prior to its official. That is true. And let me tell you why it's true, because John Cena can speak Chinese. And he said that South Korea was a country and they all went bitch tits over it. And then he had to apologize in Chinese because it was out there before it was here. Again, don't take me on when it comes to wrestling. I know that's true. I know that's true because I'm in the wrestling bubble and he had to apologize, and that's why. Tell me that it's right, Heather. Tell me that it's right, and I'll take my 5 out of 5. Sharon says false. Stego says false. And Heather says, you're right. 5 out of 5. Well done. Yes! Yes! I'm really good at that one. That John Cena was out in China promoting it. Now, John Cena speaks fluent Mandarin because a big market for WWE is actually China. So he, being the face of WWE, goes to China and always wants to interact with his fans. That's what he's all about. He works his ass off, and he can speak fluent Chinese. And about a month ago, he got in trouble because the cancel culture and all those guys were like, "Oh my god!" He said, "Have fun watching it in China and South Korea and all these countries." And how dare they say it's a country and all that stuff? And it all went up there, and he was made to apologize, and he done a Chinese video of him speaking Chinese and saying sorry that I called a country a country. No hill I'll die on, but I remember that, and that's exactly how I knew that. Stego says, right for the beginning, I knew it. He thinks it's a setup, man. Heather Dow says, I need to make them harder next week. You know, I'm going to call it right now on the show. Next week when J-Mac returns, he'll actually be back on Sunday. But next week when J-Mac returns from his Love Island, we will have you do this because I'd like to go head to head with J-Mac, and this is a perfect way to do it. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to next week, which we will do in the Black Widow. But this Sunday coming, we will be doing a deep dive again, this time not on Sleepy Hollow. It will be on a recent movie, which is the first time we've kind of done a deep dive on a recent movie, and it's Brightburn. If you are planning on tuning in on Sunday, make sure to go ahead and watch Brightburn before Sunday, and we want to see you in the comments section because maybe we'll put a bit of trivia and all that stuff in there as well, make it a bit more interactive for you guys. But Brightburn for me is one of those movies that was different, and I'm really looking forward to talking about it. And then I think the week after that we'll do another deep dive, but we might actually put it to you guys to tell us what you want us to cover. I know that very soon J-Mac and myself will be doing a watch along, and I cannot wait to tell you the movie we'll be doing the watch along. And what will happen is we will turn a movie on, you will at home, and when we go 3, 2, 1, clap, everybody presses play at the same time, and we're all chilling here. User in the comment section, we're watching it, and maybe we even get a wee link up where we can donate to charity. And if we do this, everybody pops a £1 or £2 to a charity that would really need it. I don't mean charity as in like scam charity. I mean charity that actually uses the money to do what they say they're going to do. But that's another podcast. Heather Dow says, Beetlejuice. Well, what we will do is we're going to go to our social media, and that's where you guys can tell us. So if you're not a part of the Jibber Jabber community on Facebook, go there. It's a group. Hit join. Have your say. Tell us what you want to see. Do it now. Do it after the show. And we'll take the movies you want to see, and we will put them to a poll, and you guys can vote, and we'll do what you guys want to do. Stephen Thompson says, if you had to replace the main cast with other characters, who would you go with? That's a great question. Okay, let's start with so we're talking here about Fast and Furious. From the get-go, so Paul Walker's character, Brian, has to be a pretty guy. He has to kind of match the whole Paul Walker kind of... that's that, mate. Do you know what you've just done, Stego? And I'm going to give this to you, right? You've just done this to me. You've just put
me on the spot.
Is that him on the spot? Aye. You've just put me on the spot, which is good. J-Mac, what do you think about getting put on the spot? Come again, I never heard. No, J-Mac, what do you think about getting put on the spot? See, there's never been an episode where J-Mac's not there, right? In spirit, anyway. That's a great question. Let me come back to Brian. Vin Diesel's character, I'd probably go with Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista could do that really well. I think he'd be really cool at Dom Toretto. Dom's missus, I could see the new girl that played Tomb Raider. She'd probably be good for that. The Tyrese Gibson character, Roman. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart could play that character really well. I think he'd be funnier. I think Kevin Hart actually has a good place. Could have a good place in the Fast and Furious franchise. And The Rock's already in there, so I can't see why that wouldn't happen. Eva Mendes. Well, Heather, she was in the second one. She was in the second one, so you couldn't really replace her with Eva Mendes. She was there. But if I had to replace her character, I would go with Trish Stratus from WWE. She could fit that character. Maybe start a good career for her in movies. Stephen Thompson says that's a good one for me. I like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's class. He's really good at what he does. Yeah, must be a Kevin thing. But I'm trying to think who else. Brian would have to be a pretty actor, and if it was someone from now, I would go with the guy that played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Try to think what his name is. And I know there's someone at home right now that is checking that out on their Facebook, on their IMDb. They're going, who played Beast? But the recent live action Beauty and the Beast, the guy that plays the Beast, he's also in that movie, The Guest. He plays the baddie in The Guest. Oh, Heather Dow says, no, he is awful. And Ian Dow comes in with Dan Stevens. That's who he is, Dan Stevens. See, I knew someone was at home Googling it for me. Dan Stevens. I think he would be good. I don't know. Heather Dow is obviously Dover. She's obviously down on him, but I think he would do a good job. One person that I think would be good in any kind of role that I always was down on is Robert Pattinson. I've said this on the show before. He was someone that I was like, after seeing him in Twilight, and I don't hate him in Twilight. I think Twilight's good for what it is, and I think he done good for what Twilight was. But for me, that kind of put him in that pigeonhole. I was like, all right, that's what he does. And anything I'd kind of seen him in after that, I was like, eh. But then I saw him in a few things after that. There was that, what was the name of it? It was like a period piece where he played like a French bad guy. I think it was Robert the Bruce, that thing on Netflix, something like that. And he was proper like crazy, but he speak French, like something like that. And he was really good, and I think he looks good as Batman. So we'll see what's what. Don't come at me for saying he looks good as Batman. Give the guy a chance. Heather Dow says Ian Somerhalder. Ian Somerhalder as Brian, nah. He's a pretty man, but I don't see it. I don't see it as Brian. Maybe Brian's cousin that's a bit more laid back and eye squint, but not Brian. Sorry. Justin Timberlake to replace Paul Walker. That's actually a really good shout, mate. That is a really good shout. I think your one was better than mine. And Stephen Thompson says, what does Stephen Thompson say? He says, I'd say Brad Pitt for Brian back in the first movie. It could work, but I'm glad it didn't. I think Paul Walker played Brian perfectly. And one thing I'll say just before I wrap this show up about Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious is, yes, they've continued doing these movies after he passed away, but they've found a way to keep him in the loop and almost honor him every time they do it, which is great, because when you do think of Fast and Furious, the first face that pops in your mind is Vin Diesel, and it's the faces are Vin Diesel and they're Paul Walker. So that's really cool. And Heather Dow says Brad is too old, but he did say at the start, like to start off in the first movie, Heather. So cut him some slack. Tom Hanks for Hanks in for Ludacris. I could see that. I'd love to see that. And Heather Dowfer says, just put Justin Bieber in there, then Ian Dow. Oh, there's a domestic happening in the comments section. So I think we're gonna chop the show there. I mean, that's nearly an hour there, and it's just me talking to myself essentially, and you guys. You guys have been the heart of the show tonight. So before we go, I will kind of end the show with the Braveheart trailer for you guys at home. I really want you to go and get your tickets to Braveheart. It's on the 31st of July. Like I said, there are going to be two really cool actors who were in the movie, Sandy Nelson and Jimmy Chisholm. Chisholm, I always find it hard to say that word. Well done, Kevin. Good one. Sorry. And come along, because it's going to be a really cool night. You get to watch Braveheart on the big screen, something you've probably never done if you're from my generation. You've never seen it on the big screen because it came out when you were too young, if you were even alive, like me. And come along and speak to people that worked with Mel Gibson, that worked with these guys that were in the movie, that you know, they were directed by him. Come along, speak to them. Ask them what it was like to be on set. Ask them what it was like to, like, what they think about it years later. We'll be there. I'll be there. Come along, buy a beer, buy lots of beer, have fun. It's going to be great. And on that note, I will see you guys next week for another box office banter, and I will also see you Sunday on the deep dive. I've been Kevin, all by myself, with you beautiful, handsome people in the comment section keeping this show afloat, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.
Sons and daughters of Scotland, my name is William Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Shut it! And today I stand before you in defiance of the tyranny of the big chain cinemas. 31st of July in Bathgate Cinema. Come along to see Braveheart once again on the big screen. Stunning 4K. Some of you will buy tickets and you'll be there. And others won't, and you won't. But it will be bloody brilliant.
Hurry up! The tickets aren't too many!
That's right. And who knows, maybe one or two of the actors from the actual film itself will be in attendance. But that's why you've got to buy your tickets! So go now to www.bathgatecinema.co.uk and secure your tickets, or go into the cinema and book up. You don't